Well, here we are, folks, back again with another fig tasting. This is an LSU Champagne. I'll just put it down there. And this is what it's looking like inside. It's probably hard to see, but looking pretty good in there. You can see it's a green fig or a honey type fig. Quite a nice looking interior. So just before I taste it, I'll talk a bit about this tree and this variety I have. So this came out of the LSU breeding program in Louisiana State University. I think its parentage is from Celeste, and I've actually had a few of these already. They were okay, not great. I'm not really expecting much from this, granted the weather we've had recently. And yeah, sure, I'll taste it and then I'll talk about it a bit. So here we go. Looking good. Okay, it's actually not bad. It's better than I was expecting. Light fig flavour, reasonably sweet, not overly sweet. It's not so much complexity in that that you might expect from some other fig or fig varieties. Just a straight up fig flavour. But yeah, it's okay, not overly sweet. I suspect this could be a lot better. The weather we've had recently has been pretty poor. We had yesterday was the first dry day we've had nearly 2 weeks. The day previous to that was pretty much 24 hours of rain, and we've been basically getting rain every single day for the last 2 weeks, which hasn't been great. And along with that rain, we've been getting lower than average temperatures. So I suspect that that's done a number on the ripening process. You know, I've had a few off this that had dropped and they weren't that great at all. But there are some positives with this. The first one is that it didn't split. So I have another tree here, which is a Maturinska 10, and that's been ripening up some of its main crops, and they've basically been splitting practically every single one of them. You know, this is known to be a splitter. So this being literally right beside it has held up the rain and hasn't split, which is a really good thing considering our environment. The other thing as well that's pretty good is that it's ripened up fairly early. So this being Maturinska 10, and this is one of the earliest varieties, and it's ripening up right alongside that. So I'm getting figs off this in about 90 days thereabouts, slightly above. Now granted, I'm in the smaller of my two polytunnels, which isn't particularly warm. So on a day like this, you're talking about maybe a difference of a degree, possibly two, than the outdoor temperatures. Obviously when the sun's up it's a lot warmer, but at night time it's just as cool inside here as it is outside. So obviously that doesn't help the ripening process. I suspect that this would probably do a lot better in the larger tunnel, which is a lot warmer and gets a lot more heat over the growing season. But yeah, I'm actually going to be culling a lot of figs this year, and this is not going to be one of them. I would like to try experiment with this in the bigger polytunnel, hopefully get some more figs in it. The other drawback with this is that it hasn't been as productive as other trees. I had to pinch this early on in the season, which is at this point here, and it did put out some figs, but if I hadn't have pinched it, I don't think I would have gotten anything off it. And there isn't a huge amount of figs on it anyway. But anyway, that's it for the time being. I might come back to this at a later date, but that's LSU Champagne.